Hey everybody, welcome to Beyond the Bubbles, the podcast about comic books, anime, pop culture, and all that involves. I am Terry Williams, your host, and next to me, you probably remember him from previous episodes, Mr. Roberto Rivera Padro.
Ooh.
Hey, look at me.
What up?
How's everybody? How's it going, man?
It's going. It's been crazy.
Really? So, I know last time we talked, man, that you joined us, we talked about some upcoming things, Spectrum, I believe.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Gone. We got those done. We were selling a few show yesterday at
DamnCon.
And it was great. It was really great. To be able to see that stuff like in print.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't have to order that. It was pretty dope. I finished Spectrum, Space Godzilla had come out already.
Yes.
And then that was the Godzilla Rivals Space Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And finished House of Blood, one I didn't mention.
No, I'm caught off guard by this one. What is this?
It's a horror anthology. It's like short.
Oh, sweet.
Zach Chapman.
Zach Chapman. Yeah.
Okay. So did you do the art, the colors? What did you do in it?
The art and
Oh, nice. Sweet.
That's I gotta finish that one up, but yeah, that one's one that I'm working on.
That's cool, man. So a lot of exciting stuff. I know I came out to DamnCon yesterday. Cool event. Really cool event. Love the location. Tell me about that experience. How did that go?
It was awesome. It was really cool. It was it seems, we were talking about how like comic book show conventions are not like they're like they kind of just became pop vinyl conventions.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This one was definitely not that. Like it was a comic book convention. Or a kaiju convention, right? It was all things kaiju there. The only pop vinyls I saw were kaiju.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but it was a lot of like Godzilla and Mothra stuff everywhere. There were cats like those art toys, the vinyl art toys.
Yeah.
There were people who did that, which is sick because it's just a bunch of creators like coming together and having dope ass beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
It was really, that's what I always had hoped comic book shows were like,
Yeah.
where it was based on comics, pushing comics, like based on creators and just kind of everything that encompasses that, rather than let me go in and buy, I don't know, a Naruto scarf.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Nothing against anime, but I just feel like having those, what do you call them, like tchotchkes?
Yeah.
That you could just get from Amazon or whatever.
Yeah. It's about for me, the whole point of going to a con is, one, I'm searching for maybe some comics that I don't have.
Yeah.
So seeing comic vendors is always cool for me. But what I experience the most and like the most is I can meet the people behind the scenes of the books that I read.
Yeah.
So like with you, I get, that's how we met. That's how I discovered your book and your works. But you go and you meet, some creator of, you meet Mr. Frank for instance, or something like that. You're like, oh crap, this is cool. This is why I came.
Right.
Or to get that print, or to see you working. It's like, because whenever I see you or like Ben Dunn doing your thing, it's like crazy, because like yesterday, I came up and Sarah's off mic. Well, she's off screen, but she's on mic. You've heard her a couple of times already. Said that, he just got up at 4 and man, I'm in doodle this. And it was like this amazing print of Spectrum. He's like, what the crap? How did you just like wake up and just, oh, there you go. That boggles my mind, but I love to see that creative process from the guys who do it the best, which you're one of those. I know you still struggle in accepting that, but you're one of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure from here to maybe 20 years from now, I'll be like, okay, I can draw nice. It's probably some of the best times is actually going and meeting other creatives, especially when you can tell they love what they're doing. There's it's crazy because being there, I had like everybody that I saw there, I was like, man, I really hope you could do this for the rest of your life. Just, you know what I mean? Like, be able to quit whatever job you might have. I was going to say shitty, and I said it.
Dude, it's fine.
Okay.
We're adults. It's good.
You get to quit whatever shitty job you have, and like follow what, follow your like creative dream.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw some dudes there. I wish I could shout him out. I can't remember that kid, Jupiter Boy, the dude who did the Jupiter Boy figures.
Oof, I didn't know that I even got his card.
That cat, man, great. He's got this really cool street art look to his stuff that you rarely see. And
Last Bastion.
The Last Bastion cat. Yeah, so the dude from Last Bastion just quit. It sounds like he just stopped working.
Yes.
Job.
Yeah.
And now he gets to just do like art toys, the vinyl figures and stuff. Dude, they're sick. And I really wish I could remember that kid's name. He was sick. Like, yeah,
These are characters that they created, and they're making these toys to go in their stories. It's very cool.
So yeah, and he was telling me that he's a welder.
Wow.
But that's like what that's what he does so that he can like support what he's doing.
Yeah.
But you could tell the dude's like, this is what I want to do. Anybody that I see create stuff, I'm like, I hope that whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I know it's something that I know folks my generation have heard forever. My grandfather used to preach it to me, like, always, if you have a job that you love, you'll never work a day in your life kind of thing. And, like, for me, like, this year, getting to actually, I've always loved comics. I've always loved the comic industry. I've always loved the people in the industry. I've always loved the comic nerds, the anime nerds, and now getting to, I basically fell ass backwards into my dream job. It's through selling comics that this all happened. So again, it's one of those things. It's just randomly, now I'm doing what I have always wanted to do and love to do. And actually, it's meeting up people like you and just having this experience that, damn, this is fun. I wake up every day because basically I work 7 days a week, but not an instant of it feels like work. Right. It's like, damn, I'm tired from working, but I fucking love work.
Yeah.
It's like, I love this. So
it's because of the shit that you like.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can tell, like, with you, like, when I first met you in San Antonio, it was like, I could tell, I was like, man, like, this dude actually loves what he's doing. Well, you could tell from just the ease with which you do it and what flows onto the page. Right. But that finished my product is just like, damn, and it's not like it's work for you. I'm sure it's work. I mean, I'm not discrediting it at all. It's just like for me, there's work that's like, oh, let me go punch a time clock and do this manual shit over and over and over again in a factory or something. Then there's work like you do, which is from you,
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah,
when it doesn't feel like work, you can do it. Like this, the drawing that I did, the Ultraman.
Yep.
The night before, I was like, I can draw it now and then go to sleep. Do that. Don't do it. You need sleep. So it was the last thing that I thought right before I fell asleep. And then I wake up. You wake up in the middle of the night, randomly. And that was when I was like, don't think anything. Don't think anything. You're not going to sleep. I knew it. The moment that popped in, I was like, fuck it. And I got up and started drawing it. And I was going to do multiples.
Yeah.
I was gonna do multiples, and I realized that it was probably not a great idea for me to, do that. So I was super tired yesterday.
Yeah, because I noticed like it was around, I guess, 3 or so, because I came over in between going to the Collector Summit, which is this weekend that I'm attending. I came over, I was like, man, there was this, yesterday wasn't much of the show, so it was kind of a break. I was like, oh, I'm going to go support my guy. I came over and hung out, and it was like, man, this is really, really a cool place. And I loved, the fact that I got to walk around with a beer in my hand and talk Kaiju and look at comics. That kind of stuff was really cool. And testing, I think there were like 14 beers up there, and I tested all of them, which I'm sorry, but I did.
Oh, so fun.
Then I realized, wow, these are 6 and 7 point. Oh, okay. Better stop. But with that was like, throughout the day, I was like, oh, like you had mentioned coffee. And I'm like, yeah. And it was because you had been up so early working on that.
4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. That is so dope.
There are times where I should have done this before. If I have an idea, like I'll write, like I have a little sketch.
Yep. Love that sketch.
Or write it down, or like, I'll do whatever, like as soon as possible. Cause like, you get those racing thoughts, write them down. And now that's what I try to do.
Yep.
It's like, because even if you weren't able to create whatever it is you were going to create or whatever it was you were going to do, you're writing it down. So you're getting it out of your head.
Yeah.
And that had helped me, but it's hard to do that with drawing though.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. So I know that, and this is going to be probably more of a Sarah-based question or statement. I know that you guys have gotten the book is going to be in some other places. Mm-hmm. And so I want you to mention where folks can get it. Okay. And also, like, for the people who haven't had a chance to witness what this man does in person, where you're going to be.
Okay. So obviously we just got done with DamnCon, which again was awesome. That was by the Black Market. You can see them at shopblackmarket.co. They do like Japanese toys and collectibles. They put on a really good event. We're definitely going to be back there next year, which they're planning on like a 3-day event. So we want to do that again in Dallas. Our next event is in December on the 2nd. We'll be in Houston at Silver Studios. Silver Street Studios in Houston, December 2nd. That's Comic Indie Con. We're really excited about that one. Roberto's going to be on a panel. Just got a lot of really good topics to talk about. We're also going to be at the Paper Dragon Small Press Fair in November.
Okay.
That's in Austin.
That's in Austin.
It's a small one. I think it runs from like noon to 4, but it's just all small press people. We did that earlier this year, yep. And we enjoyed it a lot. So we'll be back there. As far as where you can pick up books, we're going to load up a store in Louisville. Thank you for that. Terry has helped us get into that store. That is 2011 Comics in Louisville. So we'll be stocking them up. And then also we're in Austin Books and Comics, and they're at austinbooks.com. You can order his books there as well. We'll also be at, what is that one? Texoma Comic-Con. And you'll be there too, yes. Terry.
And Stephanie, another one of my past guests, will be there. This is going to be, I think that's going to be the show of shows to start the year.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yep. That one is February
14th, 15th? No, 15th, 16th, I think, something like that. But it's at Choctaw Casino. Yeah. It's at Choctaw Casino. So not only do you get art, comics, you get gambling, you get drinks, there's going to be shows going on. That's my hometown, so there's going to be somewhat of a class reunion happening. And if you're not familiar with us folks from Durant, Oklahoma, we drink. I'm just going to put it out there. It's going to happen. So luckily it's close enough that I'll probably just get a room just because I know what's going to happen.
I'm just going to have a fleet of Uber right
now. Yeah, just because I know what's going to happen. And luckily there's hotel at the casinos, at the resort. So it's like, yeah, I'm just going to stay here.
Yep.
I'm crawl to my room.
We learned at DamnCon that like anywhere people can shop and drink simultaneously. That's where we want to be. Yeah, that's where we want to be.
That's a lot of, I noticed some of the bigger cons like Fan Expo and that kind of stuff all have bars or places you can, it's called like a a beer corral or something where you gotta go in and get beer and that kind of stuff and just kind of walk around with the drink. And I like how they're making it where it's still like yesterday. It was an adult venue.
Yeah.
But the kids weren't left out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was still there was no one was rambunctious or sloppy drunk or anything like that. So it was still a fun family environment, even though there were drinks meant to be had.
There was just enough drink to like kind of take the edge off.
Yeah.
You know, like
Exactly. Yeah.
It was really cool. Homie right next to me got to the point, you know, when you drink to a certain point where you're dancing.
Yeah.
Yo, that's where you want to be.
Yeah. So Sarah brought up something I meant to ask you about. I know that at was it Arlington Comic Fest you guys were at? Was it Arlington you guys?
Mm-hmm.
And you were on a panel there.
Yeah.
How do you like doing the panels?
You know, they're a little weird, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it's like you've got somebody like was it orator? No. You've got somebody asking the question, right? Host?
Yeah, host.
And they're kind of just asking the table. And at times, like there, it seemed like that's when you were there, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. We've been to so many cons now. It's like, it was a bunch of us, and she would ask a question, and then it was like, you know, when you're in a classroom and the teacher asks the class a question, waiting for somebody to answer, and everyone's waiting for that one person to raise their hand first.
Yeah,
you know, because you got to hear what their answer is. It was weird. It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
But as it went on, started realizing that, like, you know, I didn't have to be like nervous about anything.
Yeah.
So I ended up going from that kid in the back of the class to, like, you know, pick me. You know what I mean? So it was cool. It was cool. That was the day I wore the jumpsuit, and then I thought, shit, I'm wearing a jumpsuit, and all these guys are like, I looked like a pothead. Is what it was. That's what happened.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I looked like I was in my pajamas, and you had like, but you were. It was comfortable, but it was like the last day, right? It was the last day. I'm like, I'm not getting
you, bro. It's you, but
yeah,
it's you, right?
Yep.
So it's like, I always say, just be you. Just be you.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
It was cool. It definitely allowed me to kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It was. So that one was fun. The show was really cool. They were very attentive, which was really dope. There have been shows. I know you've done tons.
Mm-hmm.
There have been shows that I've gone to where it's like, you know,
they just
Mickey Mouse shit. You know, like, what are you doing? Oh, we're throwing on a con, and then you walk in there. What? We just set up in the middle of wherever we stop. Like,
nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows where anybody is. Like, you don't know who to talk to. Nobody's like said anything. They have no idea like what the theme is, but yet they'll ask you. They'll say weird shit like, "We're throwing all these people together, but make sure that your tablecloth is black." Yeah, like wait, what?
Yeah, see, and with me, it's like I have two colors that I use. I'll use black and blue, and it's just kind of like, I don't care if mine's different, and they're gonna get on to me about that. Get out of here!
Man.
I paid my money. I mean, if they drape the table, cool.
Yeah,
but if I'm to do my own, don't question what I drape it.
That's it. Yeah.
Even if I drape it, because I see some guys who don't, and they don't think about that. And it's one of those things. It's a learning process for all of us. Even as many shows as I've done, it's still one of those it's a learning process with each show, and each show is different. There's the big shows, the smaller shows, the in between shows, the shows that I've been at that was told it was going to be 50-50 comics and cards, and I got there and it was 99.9% cards, and I'm the only comic guy, and sold 2 books all weekend. But I'm not bitter.
Sometimes that, you know, I have to say, sometimes being the only cat doing it in that spot is a good thing.
Absolutely.
But more often than not, it's
and we hone our stuff, and it's one of those things that, you know, just like with you with the panels and that kind of thing, it just becomes, the more you do it, the easier it gets, and the more you know what to expect.
Yeah.
But like, you're so easygoing, dude. It's like just easy to talk to you because honestly, you were like outside of like big superstar guys like Mark Silvestri and McFarlane and guys like that I had met at different cons and gotten autographs and stuff. You were one of the first artists that I actually just like, dang, that's cool, and approached. It was like, because there are a lot of artists that, how do I word this? Know they're artists, and it's like, hey, yeah, you're a fan. What do you want? Here's an autograph. Thanks.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you like took time to like actually conversate. I mean, that first day we met in San Antonio, we talked for like 30 minutes.
Right.
And then I came back over later and we talked a little bit more. And it was just one of those things where you're so open and inviting that I think people, when they meet you and Sarah, it's one of those things you like welcome us into your world. And that's really cool. And it draws like the lady yesterday. I remember her when I was talking with you and she came up and picked up one of your books, and I kind of I stepped away, and she's like, oh, you're the first person that I met that actually created a comic. And it's like, oh, that's that interaction that we wanted. You like welcomed her in and told her about it. It wasn't like, because she obviously wasn't a comic fan.
Right.
You know, she wasn't a comic. I mean, she was maybe a comic fan, but not a comic reader, like me, a nerd. She was like the outsider kind of, oh, this is cool. I'm here with my husband or whatever looking at stuff. But your personality and the way you guys do things opens up a world to people to come in and say, oh, this is kind of cool.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel since years ago when it was really popular, right? Because in the 90s, everybody was doing them.
Yeah.
And then that's when we saw like the 1,000 variant covers of one comic. And like the cats that were like, oh my God, I didn't get the variant C10. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and now my collection's all fucked up. And then there was foil covers, all this crap. The people kind of went, they kind of reached, like cats like Todd McFarlane, Mark Silvestri, fucking Jim Lee. Like they reached rock star status.
Yeah.
Like they made comic books go from, you know, what I felt earlier on was like kind of it was like a punk. It's like punk. It was real punk. Like,
select.
Yeah. Like they made their shit in their garages, you know, to almost like a hairband. I mean, I love image stuff, but bro, that's hair metal all the way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's that you're reading Motley Crue, you know,
Poison, Whitesnake.
Yeah. So they were the glam rockers that everybody got into because their books were approachable, right? So they were very they're not all rock ballads, but some of them might have been, right? So they made comics almost like like they basically became rock stars. And that was what I saw when I was a kid, right? But like as time went on, like I was in a band for a long time. We traveled. It was great. But one of the things that I learned was that you're not shit. It's the people that like your stuff. Those are the people that make you something.
Yeah.
So there's no point in being a dickhead, you know?
Yeah.
And like not, you know, just like you know, give me the thing, I'll sign it, and you know, you're not a machine.
Yeah.
So I try to talk to people and be as open as possible because they're what the people who are reading the stuff and that are interested, those are the people that make what I do feel important.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'll always draw comics.
Yeah.
But if there aren't people that give a shit, then I'm drawing them for me.
Yeah.
Which, you know, sometimes it's fun, but
I like that mentality.
yeah.
Yeah, and it shows. I mean, that absolutely shows because, like, man, like yesterday, you know, we were talking, shooting the bull, whatever, and she walked up and I was like, oh, let me excuse myself so that you could engage with her because I don't want to because I was afraid that, he's gonna be talking to me. We're in this goofy conversation about whatever we were talking about, and it's like, this is someone new that you can meet. So it's like, okay, let me step back and let you have your time. Then when you're free again, I'll come back over and hog your time again.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. I mean, and even when you're busy with Sarah stepping in, and she's basically the same as you. She's like engaging and talking to these people about, the books and your work and where to find you at and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's a great symmetry you guys have, and it really shows that both of you care about the product and what you're doing, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does take a lot of care, right? And like I'm naturally an introvert, right? Like this was
Shocking improv.
all the way. But it doesn't feel. It feels like inviting somebody, and being the kid that has the Super Nintendo, right, in your town, and you're inviting kids to come over to play your Super Nintendo or your Nintendo. I remember doing that when I was a kid. It was the original Nintendo, and we were playing Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, that shit was so hard, and so we would invite kids over, and every kid got a chance to try and beat this thing. And we would be there for 5-10 hours. Yeah, everybody just hanging out playing it. So even if it was a kid we didn't know, you were still cool because we all liked something. Yeah. So that was it's like inviting somebody when the way I see it after you set up, because it's setting booths up, as you know, real uncomfortable. Yeah. Really uncomfortable. Once you set it up, it's like you set up your house. Yeah. Right. So you're inviting people, hey, like, come on in, like, grab a Yoo-hoo, we'll play some Nintendo. Yeah. Right? So you just talk to them about it. And they're talking to you about things that either they're interested in or they want to be interested in. Right.
Yeah. Because that was funny, because I saw several people at your booth that were there for like, it wasn't one of those grab and dash type thing. It's like, hey, I've got questions, or fill me in on this book. I haven't seen it. And you're always more than willing to talk about your work, which is really cool. And I think part of that comes from you still being a fanboy.
Yeah, dude. Are you kidding?
Like, you're still a fanboy. Like yesterday, I mentioned where I'd been and what books I had. And it's like the Amazing Fantasy 15 and Amazing Spider-Man 1. And you're like, oh, I got to see those one day. And I'm like, well, I have them with me. And you're like, Sarah, can I go look? Yeah. And like an approving mother, she's like, yes, just don't be gone too long.
Yeah. And then the moment he's like, I'm holding these things in my hand. He goes, you want to take a picture? I was like, let's do it.
But that's the stuff that still comes through with you, man. Is that you're just a guy. Yes, you create this stuff, man, this medium that we love, but you're still one of us. It's a lot. You're just a creator. You're actually still one of us. You still nerd out over the same things that we nerd out about. And that's what's cool. It's like we can just sit down, have a beer, and watch a Godzilla -1 and like fanboy out.
Wait, are you inviting me to go?
Absolutely, dude. When it comes out, like I said, I would love if anyone's watching this and listening that wants to have a watching party. Let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. Sick. I guarantee you, if you have a place that you say, hey, I'm going to screen this. We're going to have a theater somewhere in Killeen that says we're going to screen this, and you put the word out to us, I bet you can have a Kaiju artist maybe appear there.
I mean, I'll be there.
See, there we go.
Top two.
Yeah. Right. And I may know one of the other.
May know that.
See, that was how awesome would that be, though? That's cool. So back to that show that's coming up in Austin. You said it's what is it?
Do you mean Paper Dragon?
Yes.
That's our next one. It's November. Hang on.
Paper Dragon is so fun.
Yeah, it is fun. And
that's with like the indies, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's all just indie people, indie creators. And that is the 18th. So November 18th, it's Saturday.
Well, crap. I'll have a show that weekend or I would be there. I was thinking, I need to come down to Austin.
It's at the Austin School of Film.
I think they're planning on doing it more
often. Yeah, they do it a few
times a year,
I believe, at least 2 times a year.
That's where I met Zach
Chapman.
Zach Chapman, Dan, he's sick too.
Gilman.
Yeah. He's got this dude, sick. And the way he like colors the whole thing is like really OG. Like it's really good. And he's got a feel. It's like almost like a D&D thing, sort of. With the fantasy, like the lizards and the shit. And then, but it also has like a Mike Allred feel to it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Dude, like
kind
it's real simple, kind of.
Yeah.
Sick. It's really sick. So and then we met Leslie there. Yeah.
Leslie's cool.
Great writer. So like a lot of the dudes that I've met that like are, and I don't give compliments easily because there are a lot of people that are like, yo, I got a comic idea. You know what I mean? And
it's an idea, but I want you.
It's an idea, but you want, yeah. But you make it for me.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Like, yeah. And there's so many people that have the ideas. It's like, okay, you're an idea, man. Good for you. Like let's make this idea into something.
Then.
Yeah. Right. But these guys, like, to meet people who are not like, I'm aspiring to do this. It's just that these guys haven't been found yet.
Yeah.
They're all so good, and they just haven't been found yet. Which, going back to music, it's like going to the first Clash, like seeing the Clash in like a shoebox.
Yeah.
And not, these guys are all really good.
Yeah.
They're all really, really good. And I hope that they actually like, they get what they deserve. That sounds like a threat, but like,
yeah.
I did not mean it that way. But yeah, the Paper Dragon's really dope.
Yeah.
That's actually, Dan throws that out.
He does.
That's his baby. But that's a place, dude. They've got they've got like people who do zines. Dude, the whole thing just seems so punk rock.
It's so cool. And if you can't go, you can follow them on Instagram. It's Paper Dragon Fair. So you can see everybody that's there.
I'll definitely do that then.
And like,
because I can't make it, unfortunately, this month. But yeah, I'll definitely look for their events coming up.
I'd like to do something with like a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like, it would be really cool to have something where it's just indie comic book people, right? Writers and illustrators.
That would be dope.
Be so sick.
Hey, Indie Comic Con.
Yeah.
That would
An
be
indie comic con.
See, that's what we're doing in Houston. That's why we're so excited about that one. It's just
indie comics.
When is that? It's in December.
December 2nd. That's the one I'm hoping y'all come down for. We mentioned it last episode. I know it's in Houston, Silver Street Studios, but it's gonna be awesome.
I'm doing nothing that weekend, so I'm doing nothing that weekend, so
The next week is my busy week.
So-
I got the retreat.
so the next weekend is my birthday week. So give me before we leave, or send me the info later.
I will.
And because I will try to make that happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of those things where, like, you're mentioning these indie cats. It's kind of my idea for this podcast is like folks like you with Stephanie. We've had Lori Calcaterra on, who was great. She had it was really fun. I want to make this a place that we can get folks maybe noticed. Like, I hope that from this, I've helped get your name out there a little bit, get you a little recognition, because your art is insane. It's insane. I'm seriously thinking I'm going to get the Blue Marble graded.
Yo,
just put up.
you get that graded, take photos.
Like seriously, I'm going to send it to CBCS and get it graded and the signature authenticated. And if it's fake, dude, I'm like, no, I actually watched him sign this thing. It's real.
Shit, is that the one we use the stamp on? I can't remember.
But it's going to be, but no, seriously, like, that's what I want this to be, is I want to help foster that, because like I mentioned before, and I told you that I can tell, like, your work is a labor of love and you're invested in your work. And that's what I think about the indie comic scene, is you guys are invested.
Yep.
And it makes it so much more endearing to me. Like, when I'm reading Carlos, I know my boy wrote this and it's got his heart and soul in it.
Bro, you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah, always.
Speaking of Dan, or speaking of Zach, homie gets in touch with me. He's like, hey, there's this, these people looking for, they heard me on a podcast. and they thought that I was an artist, and they were looking for somebody to do some work for fucking Kiss.
Whoa,
Anyways, let's move by.
dude.
So they get in touch with me, and they get in touch with me, and they were like, "Yeah, it's a really tight schedule. Kiss is gonna actually get individually gonna get these records. They're like these custom record covers. It was 4 of them." And I was like, "How long do I have?" And they were like, "Oh, 3 days.
4 customs,
4
3
custom
days.
covers, 3 days." So, I went through every possible emotion. Like, it was crazy. Every one of them was like, I fucking hate this. Like, this is terrible. What am I doing? Oh, it's so muddy. It's crap. Like, I was just freaking out. At one point, I can't even remember what I did, but I made a mistake somewhere, and it was the end of the world. Like, it was the end of the world. And I was like, well, at least I gotta, like, I'm too far into this to burn this shit down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I was like, okay, I'll just work it until it's something acceptable. And I literally went through that 4 times. 4 times. And it was a roller coaster of emotions. But yeah, I ended up getting them done. They weren't bad. Oh, dude, I made them. I'll show you a picture. I can't believe I didn't mention this to you.
Yeah, I can't even.
So I drew them. The way I drew them was all of them from top to bottom. So that you put them all together, they're one
Oh, sweet.
piece,
Cool.
right? So you got like the Star Child
Mhm.
was up, and he's like holding a star, and he's amongst space and like planets, and then under him is the spaceman, right? So he's riding a comet, you know, and then like his mic cord goes down, and it's like was it lightning over this castle, and then the Catman's in the foreground, and there you go. And then like the red from the Catman,
So dope.
yeah, it goes into almost like blood, and then it's hell basically on the bottom with Gene Simmons.
That is so dope. That is sick. That is sick.
Dude, I
Love it.
when I was done, I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah,
But getting to that point
that's so dope.
sucked.
That's
But yeah,
the stuff that I love to see.
I should have mentioned that, because it was funny, because we were listening to the podcast
Mhm.
on the way here, and Sarah was like taking notes. She's like, be closer, further away from the mic. Mention this, mention that if you got these things.
Introduce me, which you did.
Oh. No, I kept saying this, and introduce me so I don't sound like a fangirl. She also said, make sure to let people know that I want to beatbox.
Yeah, right. I distinctly remember that comment yesterday.
Yeah. She's gonna have to. So she had a whole list, and she's like, "You got to talk about the Kiss thing. You got to talk about." And we talk about everything else. I'm like, "Yeah, I got this." That's when I was like, "Shit,
That's
Yes.
amazing, dude. That's cool. Yeah,
Dude.
that's one of the seminal bands of all time.
And then we got
I
to
mean-
go to a concert.
oh yeah,
we got to
dude,
go
they
to the
threw in
concert,
tickets
that Sunday night. It was the Saturday night.
with good lungs. You could have spat on them.
It was
Wow.
right there. We had
Yeah.
some great pictures.
We felt the flame. Wow.
Yeah, from the.
I'm not a Kiss fan.
Yeah.
Okay, or wasn't.
Their shows, though,
I will. Oh
So
shit.
cool. So
their
cool.
shows are. I'm by no means what I would call a Kiss fan. They have 4 or 5 songs that I actually like.
Right,
But
Same.
their shows are some of the best shows on the planet.
Yeah.
dude. I'm 100%. Like
Star Child is electric.
I was
He is
literally.
electric,
yeah.
Yes.
I was like, okay, we'll go to this thing because we got the tickets. Tickets were sick. Like, they were great seats. But you know, I'm like you. I know like 3 songs.
Yeah.
And even then, it's maybe part of a chorus.
Yeah.
And they put on a fucking platform. They came down from platforms from the sky, it seemed.
Shit, like,
Yeah.
And they had
swirling above
5.
their head.
Dude, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that because that's their last tour. This is the last.
Yeah, the guys are in like their 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And they're still like
Here's the thing. Though.
insane.
They have apparently claimed it was their last tour like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
They keep just like rising from the dead.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Dude, I had no idea you did like albums and stuff because I've got a high school buddy that actually has a band and he's actually Austin based.
Oh yeah.
They tour Japan. He's really into Kaiju, and I don't know why I never put this together before until right now. But I'm gonna hook you guys up.
Yeah. Sick.
Because that would be his album covers. It would be dope if you did a cover.
Yeah. There'll be tears in every.
That would be
one of
dope.
those. In every line. You know.
Dude, that's amazing, dude.
Tears and anger. Spit.
That makes me, man, that is my heart proud.
On that note, he's opened up for commissions on Instagram. Commission prices are
Yes.
listed. Reach out. You'll end up talking to me. But
Yeah, if you haven't, man, again, if you haven't seen his work, go to his socials, Instagram. There's a lot of stuff up there. Facebook, there's a lot of stuff up there. Go back and watch the last podcast. You'll see the blue marble that he did for me. Actually, that's up on his Instagram as well. And I talk about that a lot just because, that's my shit. But yeah, you guys definitely need to go check him out. If you have, and I'll just say this, if you want to like surprise somebody with something, have him do a commission. Like if they're like me and a comic nerd, and like their character is say Silver Surfer, what's better than getting a blank Fantastic Four cover and having an original art piece for them for Christmas? That would be so dope. I would if someone would have gotten me that blue marble as my Christmas present, dude, I'd been done. That's all I needed. That's all I
the
needed.
jobs we got at the DamnCon. Somebody wanted to get a commission done for his boyfriend, and we were like, yeah, sign it up.
That's the perfect gift idea, folks. So please go check out. And Sarah, please give out those socials.
Yes. So you can find him Facebook and Instagram at Roberto Rivera Art. They're the same on both. We also talked about Zach Chapman. He's awesome. His work is awesome. He's a really cool dude. He's one of those indie creators we were talking about that is still sacrificing in order to make his work, and that is Chappy Zach on Instagram. You should definitely follow him, Zach with a CH.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And folks, it's getting time to go because I actually have to go to Collector Summit today, so I've got to go sell some books maybe to help pay bills. But folks, if you like this man's stuff, want to see more of him, like, subscribe, go follow him. You can ask him questions, get his commission work, find out their schedule, where he's going to be, go meet him in person. Again, I know I talk about him a lot, but he really is good. I mean, I love his stuff. Man, as you can tell, he's, I was actually a fan at first. Now I consider him a friend. Definitely fun hanging out with him. And if you like this podcast, please go hit like, subscribe. Let me know what you're looking for. Let me know if you have an artist buddy, a creator that you think is great, let me know. Send them my way. I would love to have them on. Let's talk. Let's get them on. Let's get them noticed. I love promoting the indie guys. But go, please, like, subscribe, follow us. We're on Instagram. We're on, not Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're on YouTube. We're all over. Just go find us, Beyond the Bubbles. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think. Roberto, as always, man, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Dude, I'll do this.
Whenever you're in town, please. Whenever you're in town, please, you have an open invite. You and Sarah both. Sarah, if you're by yourself and want to drop in, please drop in. Next time, Sarah's going to be on camera and she's going to beatbox.
Yeah.
I will not be doing that.
It's crazy. This is one of the nerdiest podcasts that I've heard, but it's chill. It's really
chill.
It's really, really fun. So it's
So what you're saying is nerds can't be fun?
I'm saying that nerds cannot be fun. No, it's nerdy, but it's fun. Like the amount of I've heard people kind of just sit around and just spit stuff at you. Like, yep, this is too much. You know what I mean?
Quiz.
It's like a good. Is there a test? But yeah, this one's really fun. I encourage everybody to listen to this show.
Awesome.
And it's not just because I'm on it.
We got to get you in contact with those other creators we mentioned. I bet they
Would love it.
Yeah, maybe I'll we should.
Yeah, we'll do that.
What if we could plan a show to come out, all of us?
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be awesome. That would be great, man. I would love that. We could riff.
Yeah, that'd be
We'll
cool.
look it up.
Yeah,
You should do live shows.
we've talked about that. Yeah. But, I was thinking with the live shows, we need like sound and all that and maybe beatbox.
No, don't worry.
Just the
Y'all
intro.
tripping. Not beatboxing.
I mean,
Could you beatbox the intro to one of these contests?
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
Practice for months, and I'm on it.
Next time, we have some time.
Yes.
Next time you come on, we'll, instead of our
Regular intro song. We'll do your beatbox.
I honestly have no idea how this stick started. I don't play the beatbox, and I never will.
where every intro is different.
it's different.
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah, like the lighting different, something different, but it's all the.
Fucking thing you've ever heard. I don't recommend it.
Thanks, folks. We appreciate you joining us. Roberto, as always, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Sick. Thank you.
Have fun. Join us next time. Thanks.